امریکی ریاست یوٹا کے دارالحکومت سالٹ لیگ یوٹا پارلیمنٹ میں انسانی حقوق کے عالمی دن کے موقع پر ریاست جموں کشمیر میں انسانی حقوق کی صورتحال پر کانفرنس کا انعقاد کیا گیا، جس کی میزبانی جموں کشمیر کمیونٹی نے کی۔ امریکہ میں اپنی نوعیت کی پارلیمنٹ میں یہ پہلی کانفرنس تھی۔ کانفرنس میں مندرجہ ذیل کانگریس مین، سینیٹرز، میئر، انسانی حقوق کے نمائندوں نے شرکت کی اور اظہار خیال کیا۔ کانفرنس میں آزادی پسند رہنما سردار انور نے، جہاں دوسری عالمی جنگ کے بعد برصغیر کی سامراجی تقسیم کے نتیجے میں دو نیو کالونیل ریاستوں بھارت اور پاکستان کے درمیان ریاست جموں کشمیر کی جبری تقسیم اور 1947 سے ریاست 2024 تک ریاستی عوام پر قابض قوتوں کی طرف بہترین انسانی حقوق کی پامالیوں کا تفصیل سے ذکر کیا۔ وہاں مسئلہ کشمیر پر اقوام متحدہ اور اسلحہ اور جنگوں کی تجارت کرنے والے ممالک کے درہر معیار کا بھی ذکر کیا۔ انہوں نے کہا کہ اقوام متحدہ کا قیام 1945 میں لایا گیا اور 10 دسمبر 1948 کو اقوام متحدہ کی اسمبلی میں ڈکلیریشن آف انڈیپینڈنس ہیومن رائٹس کی منظور دی۔ مسئلہ کشمیر دنیا کے سب سے پرانا مسئلہ ہے، جس کی عمر اقوام متحدہ کی عمر کے برابر ہے۔ ہر سال دنیا میں دسمبر 10 کو انسانی حقوق کا عالمی دن منایا جاتا ہے، لیکن ریاست جموں کشمیر کی عوام آج تک جبری غلامی اور انسانی حقوق کی پامالیوں کا شکار ہے۔ یہ اقوام متحدہ اور دیگر ممبر ممالک کی اخلاقی اور آئینی ذمہ داری بنتی ہے کہ وہ اپنا کردار ادا کریں۔ کانفرنس میں مطالبہ کیا گیا ریاست جموں کشمیر سے بھارت اور پاکستان کی قابض افواج کو فوری طور پر نکال کر اقوام متحدہ کی نگرانی میں عوام کو اقوام متحدہ کے چارٹر کے مطابق حق خوداریت دے، منقسم ریاست کے تمام قدرتی راستے کھولے جائیں اور لوگوں کو آزادانہ نقل حرکت اور تجارت کا حق دلانا میں مدد کی جائے۔ بھارت کے دلی تہاڑ جیل میں پابند سلاسل کشمیری قوم کے رہنما یاسین ملک، شبیر شاہ سمیت تمام سیاسی قیدیوں، خواتین صحافیوں کو رہا میں کردار ادا کیا جائے۔ پاکستانی مقبوضہ ریاست جموں کشمیر میں جاری جوائنٹ عوامی ایکشن کمیٹی کی قیادت میں عوام کی بنیادی حقوق دلانے میں حکومت پاکستان پر دباؤ بڑھایا جائے۔ عالمی دنیا پاکستان کے زیر انتظام کشمیر اور ہندوستان کے زیر انتظام کشمیر میں انسانی حقوق کے خلاف ورزیوں کا فوری نوٹس لے۔ مکمل تفصیل جانیے پہاڑی رنگ میڈیا گروپ نیو یارک کی اس خصوصی رپورٹ میں۔
First of all, I thanks everybody and I'm very grateful on the behalf of my community, on the behalf of my nation, that I'm here in the country which is a peaceful place for all of the world, in this sense that it's a multicultural, multi-ethnic, multi-religious, plural society, and this is the beauty of this society, that we are here all from the different nations, from the different religions. Now, today I want to tell about the history and historical background of Jammu and Kashmir state. First of all, you people who advocate the human rights all over the world, I would like to tell you and show the window of the history that after Second World War, United Nations was formed in 1945, and today the International Human Rights Day, which was formed under the presidency of Roosevelt on 10th of December 1948, and this is the day of human rights, International Human Rights Day for all human beings, which is set by the United Nations. But unfortunately, I belong to unfortunate nations. But after the Second World War, when subcontinent was divided, my Jammu and Kashmir state is divided between India and Pakistan. And then after that, another nuclear power, China, has also occupied some of the region. And since 1947, Jammu and Kashmir people are suffering after divisions and facing human rights violations from the occupants. And on this Human Rights Day, why I have chosen this day? Why I have invited you people here on the 10th of December? Because 10th of December is the day of the Human Rights Day of the world, which is the responsibility of the world, which is the responsibility of UNO, which is the responsibility of sovereign nations who promise that they will protect the human rights violation all over the world. But we Kashmiri people are suffering between three nuclear power, India and Pakistan. My friends, we Kashmiri people have a long history. We are peace-loving people who love with all human beings. And our people who knows the history of Kashmir, they have also multicultural, multi-religious and multi-ethnic society like USA. We have no religious fundamentalism there, which is imposed by both our government, India and Pakistan. On this day, I appeal from all world community that come forward, save us, Jammu Kashmiri people, from the oppression of the occupant forces, because we are the victims, and our victim history is as long as the history of UNO. But we also know, because we are the student of history, we are the student of politics, and we believe in peaceful political struggle, that why UNO and why other nations are silent on the issue of Kashmir issue, because they have their own economic interest with the Indian market, with the Pakistani markets. Because it's unfortunate that before weapons were manufactured to fight wars, no wars are manufactured to sell weapons. In this way, India and Pakistan conference a big market for the weapons industry, which we want to tell you that by you killing the human beings, you cannot get profit, you cannot get satisfactions. My friends, on this occasion, people living in Utah, from my Kashmir nation, from my Kashmir community, since last 20 years, 30 years, they are part and parcel of this beautiful society, plural society. They are contributing their services in business, in human resources, in manpower, and they are contributing to society. And I hope, I wish, and they are doing part and parcel in the political affairs, in social affairs, and business affairs. That is why this Utah, this USA, and all communities are respected for us, and we respect, and we think that they are the overpowers. On this occasion, we have a solution. Before giving you the small representations, sorry, I would like to add you that Jammu and Kashmir geopolitical importance is very important. About the 40% of the world population, we Jammu and Kashmir people are the nucleus of that region. If both India and Pakistan and China liberate my motherland, which is occupied by them, then Jammu and Kashmir state became bridge of friendship, bridge of trade, bridge of peace between all these countries like Switzerland. I have visited Switzerland. I have visited Europe. Switzerland is between big powers, France, Germany, and Italy. They have a long war histories, but Switzerland is safe due to its neutrality. And we assure the world that we Kashmiri people give you the assurance of the neutrality that Jammu and Kashmir state will become with the Switzerland of subcontinent. And it will be open for the tourists, it will be open for the open market. And we want to have peace all over the world. This is the only solution, which is the peaceful for the subcontinent and the rest of the world. Second thing, my friends, my political thinkers, political leaders, social activists, I believe that political science is a subject in which psychology is involved, in which economics is involved, in which sociology is involved, in which state matters are involved, in which government's ruling mechanism is involved. In this way, I always say that every person is a political person. Because without political science, without political affairs, nobody is a human being. He can be a machine. But a person who believes in the system, who believes in the mechanism of the humanism, who believes in the political system, who believes in the economic system, he has some political and historical backgrounds and historical knowledge. This is why I appeal on this day of the International Human Rights Day that come forward, save us from the war, save us from the hatred, save us from the terrorism, from extremism from both India. This is the Jammu Kashmir state and Jammu Kashmir overview. We have a religious democracy, geographical importance, and our key history highlights. Next, please. Now, the total area of the Jammu Kashmir state is 80,471 square miles, which is approximately equal to the Yota. And Pakistan occupied and GB is 32,090 square miles, and Indian occupied is 41,342 square miles, and China occupied is 11,339 miles. The religious region of Kashmir is home to the population of approximately more than 20 million people are suffering and divided. Second, the region of Jammu Kashmir consists of different 40 districts and a widespread landscape, have a very good landscape and subtropical and tropical region in the subcontinent. The region of Jammu Kashmir consists of 20 districts is contributing to the rich cultural and geographical diversity of the area. Next. This is our map. This is occupied by China, and this is occupied by Pakistan. This is occupied by India, and we have a landlock here. Another thing, Jammu Kashmir is a nucleus of the world in this regard that it is the only gateway for the Central Asia. And 3 nuclear powers are linked with the Jammu Kashmir state, and the Central Asia is also have a gateway. And you have studied and you have listened about the CPEC, about the trade route, and both China, USA, and Pakistan and India are fighting on the trade route. That is why this region is very important region for the student of politics, for the student of history, and for the student of economics. Please test. Now, key highlights. Geographically, historically, and culturally, Kashmir has been an integral part of Central Asia and is often referred to as the jewel of the Central Asia. The proper government system was established in Jammu, Kashmir around 6,000 years ago. We have a long history. We have a 6,000 year long history. And right now is the oldest historical textbook. Prior to the division of the subcontinent in 1947, Jammu Kashmir state was only princely state. There was before the subcontinent divided. When there was a British rule, there were more than 562 states. And out of that, Jammu Kashmir state was the princely state. But when subcontinent was divided in 1947, after Second World War, then it is divided between these two newly born states, India and Pakistan. Please next. These are the geographical importance of Jammu Kashmir, which I have already told you that it have a second largest mountain in the world. K2 is there, and its rivers, more than 44 rivers are in Jammu Kashmir. It have a strong different weathers in different regions. It have a strong economic and minerals powers. It have a geopolitical importance between India, Pakistan, China, and it has a main power. Then another thing. It is the 85 literacy rate is there in Jammu Kashmir state in the position of occupation. Please, next. These are the protests. These protests after 5th of August 2019, when they have abolished the laws of 375 and 35, then people come into the protest, and now these people are under the protest for the basic rights. With peaceful struggle, under the shadow, under the cover, and under the oppression of India, Pakistan, and China, but they are struggling peacefully. Please. This is some 1 minute video. These people are struggling still. This video is for before 1 week. People fight for electricity, for water, for free of expression, for the free of writing. We people are facing such kind of oppression by the governments and their puppets.
चार्टर ऑफ डिमांड पर अमन दरामद के लिए आजाद जम्मू कश्मीर कानून साज़ी का गिराव करने की धमकी दी है। मुजफ्फराबाद के लाल चौक में जॉइंट अवामी एक्शन कमेटी के रुकन और ताजर रहनुमा शौकत नवाज़ ने बरारकोट एंट्री पॉइंट की जानिब लॉन्ग मार्च के मौका पर खिताब करते हुए हुकूमत से
After days of widespread protests, The Azad Jammu and Kashmir government has withdrawn the contentious Peaceful Assembly and Public Order Ordinance 2024 and accepted several demands from the Jammu Kashmir Joint Awami Action Committee. The ordinance had restricted public gatherings of unregistered organizations and required prior approval for protests. The demonstrations, which brought parts of AJK to a standstill, culminated on Sunday as protest leaders planned to march towards the Legislative Assembly in Muzaffarabad. Earlier, coalition partners, including the PEP and PMLN, had rejected the ordinance, leading to its withdrawal. Formal negotiations between government officials and JKJ and AC leaders resulted in a written agreement addressing several grievances. The government committed to withdrawing all cases against activists, reinstating dismissed teacher Suhaib Arif, providing compensation for victims of past incidents, and improving essential services like flour quality and electricity billing. By noon, the government officially notified the ordinance's withdrawal and other agreements, prompting celebrations in Muzaffarabad and other areas. Protesters have since called off their planned 23rd January long march. While the resolution was welcomed, opposition leaders have criticized the coalition government for its handling of the crisis. Calls for Prime Minister Chaudhry Anwarul Haque's resignation have grown, with critics citing the government's failure to act proactively to address public concerns. For more on this, read Dawn's story link in description.
We have a small documents for you, and these documents include the resolutions, Security Council resolutions, because Jammu Kashmir dispute is already present in UN, and more than a dozen of Security Council resolutions have been passed, but nobody is fulfilling, acting upon those resolutions. And I have smart documents and the list of those resolution, and you can study it on net. And everything is present in UN. Everything is on Google. You can search and find out how Kashmiri people are suffering, and it's a tragedy. It's a tragedy. The people living in Pakistan occupied Kashmir, they cannot.
Is also a bit of a challenge to navigate. The reason why we're here today is for the inaugural dinner and discussion on human rights, hosted by the Kashmiri community of Utah. So here we have representatives here and different community leaders who come to support this. I'd like as we know, Utah is a wonderful place, and Utah has attracted many people of many different places because it is a safe place. And we're here to discuss human dignity, human rights. Our program, we're going to have a prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance, and then we will have Gabriel Pacheco, one of our Hispanic leaders here in Utah, who will give the introduction and acknowledgements here, followed by a presentation and a brief discussion by Mr. Sadar Anwar, and then followed by some closing remarks by Gabriel Urquejes, and then a question and answer session and dinner, and then everybody's favorite part, dinner and discussion at the end, provided to us by Two Shares Brazilian Grill.
So I am doing that from my Punjabi language. सत श्री अकाल पुरख जी का ध्यान धर के बोलना जी श्री वाहिगुरु। हे अकाल पुरख अंतरजामी साहब श्री गुरु नानक देव निरंकार स्वरूप। इत्थे बैठे हुए सारे सत्कारयोग स्टेट रिप्रेजेंटेटिव एंड कश्मीरी कम्यूनिटी मैंबर्स। सो साडा संविधान जो अमेरिका का कानून सानू समत बुद्धि देण, पीस डिस्कस लई, कश्मीरी कम्यूनिटी लई ते पंजाब दी कम्यूनिटी लई ते एंड साहब श्री गुरु नानक देव साहब फरमाउंदे हन, नानक नाम चढ़दी कला तेरे भाणे ਸਰਬੱਤ ਦਾ ਭਲਾ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ